So the first thing we're going to do is get a nice background for a nice Easter bunny. And I'm just going to take some blue. I just have my synthetic brush here, a nylon. And I'm going to put blue on my brush, and I'm going to paint some blue on here. I want a nice dark blue at the top, because you want to keep the background a little dark because the bunny is a bit light. And the bunny has a shirt on, so I might change the color of the shirt so it won't blend in with the background. Alright, so let's just get that started. Nice dark background. Top of the skull be nice and dark. So I'm just using an ultramarine blue. Good. I'm going to add a bit of white for underneath here just to get it moving a bit more. See, the more paint you have, the better it moves. There we go. I'm not going to use any magic mist or magic white because I want it to dry really fast. Because if you want it to blend and you don't mind waiting for it to dry, then you can use magic white or magic mist. But we only have two colors. It's only really the blue and white, so you shouldn't have any problems blending it. Even with hair dryer with the magic white and magic mist, it still takes longer to dry, which is a good thing if you want to use it for blending colors. So we're going to come down. I want to keep that a little dark too. Let's see, now I'm going to see what I want to do. I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm going to come down to about here. Then we're going to put some grass on. I'm going to go back into some blue. Good. Your paint won't move, just wet your brush. Tap it off in your tissue just to get it a bit damp. Okay. Blue right here in the middle. Good. Now, we won't need any more blue now, we'll just add white. Because there's lots of blue on your brush, see? And if you get a cloudy look, that'd be even perfect. That'll be even just as nice. See, your brush should be really full of blue paint. So adding white to your brush instead of blue will lighten up that blue on the bottom there, see? So that way you can have it dark up on top and gets lighter as it comes down. And smooth it all out. Back and forth, long strokes. Long strokes, back and forth, back and forth. That's almost dry up there now, so. If it gets too dry on you and the canvas starts coming through, just add more paint. And start at the top where it's dark. There we go. It's nice. Come down here so I can darken that up a little bit more. That's nice, it blended nicely. There we go. Good. Now get your bristle brush so that you can pounce, okay? Pounce, pounce, pounce. So I put some white paint on mine so I can clean it off. Get a clean brush. And then you're going to make some green, or you're going to get your own green, okay? So you can make green by adding your blue and yellow. Make it nice and dark, see? Add a little bit of red if you want to give it more of an earthy look, an earthy green. And then you're just going to fill that bottom here. Tap, 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 tap. See when you tap how you get all these separations of greens? And that gives you that foliage look. See that? I'm going to bring it up a little bit so it... Nice. There we go. Good, and we'll just tap that in here. So if you want it darker, you can always add more blue, a bit of red, darken it up. Blue and red. See that? See how dark that is now? And that was a bit wet down there, I think. So, yeah, it was a tiny bit wet. That's why it lightened up on me a little bit. So get it nice and dark. Because we can highlight that. That's nice. Good. So what I did was I let the background dry. I used a hair dryer for a little bit and then just let it dry overnight. And then, now you don't have to wait overnight, I just did it anyway. And then I did up a pattern, okay. I'll have the pattern for you, and I will have the reference photo that I used to help you get a good painting. So all I did was take carbon paper. So I put that down on there, on my canvas, put the carbon paper underneath it, and I used a pen. And the pen helped push the lines really heavy. As you can see, I really pushed hard on some of the lines because sometimes it's a bit hard to transfer. So you just take that off and start painting. Very easy painting to do. So let's get started on the little bunny. A little white spot there, that's just something I spilled on there, a bit of paint. But see what the few taps of the brush can give you with the grass. Just look at that. Look at how the colors separated, and it gave you all these different values of the greens, and then it made it look so much like grass and foliage without you having to do anything, only tap, tap, tap. So let's make this bunny come alive. So we're going to take some white, tiny bit of blue, not much, because we don't want to too much blue, but just a little off-white, that's all. Just a little off-white. Just so we can see it properly, and we'll fill in the areas just to see if we got the shape correct. See if we like what we are looking at. Okay, so just small flat brush is good enough. Now you use whatever brushes are comfortable for you. So we already have a blue background, so we don't really need to have too much blue in our white, but just enough so we can see a shadowy white. His ear comes down here, meets up there. Good. We gotta keep that shape up here. Go. Now while we're waiting for that dry, because we're definitely going to need a second coat. So while we're waiting for that dry, why don't we paint the sweater and the hat? So I was thinking I'm going to paint the hat red, even though it's blue on the reference photo, but I think a red would be cute. Or pink. Maybe pink would be nicer. Just for a change. Doesn't have to be exactly what the reference photo tells you. Besides, pink is good because it has white in it. And that makes the red opaque and brighter. Cute little hat. And now we will clean our brush and do our blue sweater. Now you can have the sweater whatever color. You can have a pink sweater if you want. So I'm just going to do a dark blue because the background is blue. So we want to make sure that it separates from that background. So as you can see, I'm trying to separate. You see the lines that are there? Try to separate it so you keep a little bit of line there so you know where the neck, where the sleeve ends and things like that, so you can do your final shadings, and so you can make it look like that's the sleeve and that's the arm. Okay. So I'll just take a dark blue with a little bit of red, kind of purple, that color for the little strings hanging off the hat. So you can make up your colors. It's okay. It's a little ribbon. Just use the chiseled edge of your brush. That's cute. Maybe we can make a little ribbon go here, like kind of separate that there. There we go, that looks cute. So now if you want to do the eyes or the face, you can use any of these markers. This is an acrylic paint marker, so which is an acrylic paint, and it's a marker, so it still, you can buy them with brushes too. So it's paint and like this one here, but it's green, and this is a Color Factory paint brush marker, and these are good because they help keep your hands steady. I'm just going to try a marker, Sharpie marker. I'm just going to see if I can get the eyes. Because this helps keep your hands steady. Small brush, you can do it with a small brush, small round brush. I just want to show you different ways of doing things. We got a little bit of an eye right here. And that's pretty black inside. So you leave little white spots for highlights. So now you can, if you prefer, you can use this to get the outline of the eyes. And it helps to have that drawn out from your pattern. And then you can finish off the little eyebrows. Now you can have whatever kind of eyebrows you want in here. You can make up your own kind of face. Right? Make up your own face. I'm just going to go by this one here because it's so cute. And I'm going to try the acrylic paint marker. Let's see. Now if I, oh yeah, that's good. All right. So you're actually working with acrylic paint. So I'm just going to dab on a bit of white on there for that, because I didn't have enough room for that little white spot. I just wanted to try two different ways, so I'll put white on there after. Now, let's see. So at least now you're getting some idea what you want that to look like. I really like the yellow basket. It kind of matches really nice. It's complementary with the background. So I'm not going to use this. I just wanted to try it, show it to you. It's not bright enough. So it might go nice over white. But right now I'm just going to take a small flat brush, chiseled edge. Make sure your brush is chiseled edge. You can do anything with a flat chiseled edge brush. It's great. So I'm just going to pick up my yellow. So I'll pick up my yellow and I'm going to add a bit of white to it to make it opaque. So make sure your paint is opaque. So just add lots of white to your yellow. Picked up a little bit of green there by accident, so that's okay. So I'm just going to add my yellow. And jump over those little brown things there. See how I'm getting pretty close to those dark lines because I'm going to cover them up, see? All right. Might have to do this one in silence. Might have to do this in just so that you can see. So I might use a smaller brush for those there, but I want to hang on to them because they look nice. So I want to skip over those and hang on to them, probably paint them a darker color. You'll see in the reference photo. You'll have all the colors in the reference photo. If I change the colors up, you can go by the reference photo or you can change up your colors too. Okay. So it's good to know these, nice to know these things because a lot of people figure that they got to do it exactly like the reference photo, but you don't. This is your painting. Even if you are looking at something, it's still you. It's still you doing this. So I'll go around that corner there. There we go. Good. And we'll do the bottom part. See, adding white to the yellow makes a big difference. So if you're trying to brighten up your colors, just add white. Except red. If you add white to red, it's going to turn pink. If you add white to blue or green, it's going to turn a lighter green or blue. So most of this is going to need a second coat. Good. I think that's it for the basket. Now, so let's take our purple, because it's a purple ribbon, and we'll take the red and blue, mix it together, make purple, add a bit of white to brighten up a small bit, and then we will do our, like I said, we're doing this to see if we got the shapes correct. Okay. Okay. A bit here. I'm gonna go back into my yellow because I forgot about my little top here. Okay. That's why we need to do this first coat on everything, so we can make sure that we get everything in its place where it's supposed to be. And if it looks good, if you're happy with it. I mean, why do a painting? You do a full painting and you're miserable with it because there's something wrong. The shape is not right. You know, you spend all these hours filling in the color, painting it, and then you look at it and say, that don't look right and that don't look right. But if you do this first, if you do all your underpainting first, your first coat first, then you can see where you're going with it, all right? So that would be my advice. That would be my tip. That's a little tip for you. When you're doing your paintings, do all your underpaintings first. Not in all cases. Now, I'm not saying in all cases, but because in this case, it's an animal or a person, or, you know, something that's a little more complicated. Could be houses, could be, you know, stuff that needs to be, make sure you got the shapes correct. So let's just throw in some eggs. So I'm going to use a round brush for the eggs because the eggs are round. So kind of think about your shapes, and because some people say, well, I don't know what brush to use. Well, if something is round, you can use a round brush. If something is square, you can use a square, which is a flat brush. If something needs to be tap, 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 use a bristle brush. The square ones, if you need a, you know, smooth like we did here, use your synthetic brushes, okay? So anything round, you could use a Filbert brush on these ears. And let's see, now we got some red, pink. Now you can put in whatever colors you want, all right? I'm just going to mix up some colors. Well, I've got pink here now. And I'm going to put that on a couple of eggs. So I'm going to pick, you know, pick a few eggs that when you got the color out, you might as well start filling in the eggs. All right, so I'm going to take this egg here. All right. There's a couple of eggs down here. Maybe this one. It's windy out today. I don't know if you can hear it. And maybe this one. Kind of balance them out so that they're not, I don't know, too many on one side. Like, you know, you don't want all reds on this side and greens on that side and pinks. You know, like, you can if you want to. You can have all red eggs in there if you want to. It's up to you, but if you're going to use different colors, spread them out so that they kind of evened out in the painting. Because if I put 3 here and a bunch in the middle or things like that, it'll kind of look, it would look off balance. But who knows? It could look beautiful. Let's see, maybe. Keep going. Keep it going. Okay. Now don't forget, this is just your first. This is just the first coat of everything. How about some blue ones? Blue. I'm going to make a light blue one. I don't want to make them too dark. Right. Blues or purples or... Oops, too much water on my brush. That's the thing, you get sometimes, like, the water gets up underneath here, and then when you go to paint, all the water starts coming out and dripping into your brush. So the only thing you can do there is if you just take your tissue and just wipe it off, you know. See what happened? I don't want that to happen to you. Because you get frustrated and be like, what do I do now? Well, I'm just going to tap at it until it comes off. So there we go. That's all. No need to panic. I almost did, but I'm behind the camera. You can't see me. You can't see me panic. What other one was I going to do? How about down here? At least we got that started. That's cute. That is cute. Now, all right, so let's put some eggs around, down around here. I'm going to draw these out with some chalk just so I can figure out where I want these eggs. Make nice big ones. How about that? Maybe another one down here. I don't know. I don't want to put under his foot because he might trip. I don't want him to trip. He's stepping away from this one. It's like, oh, I don't want to crush that one. And some more. Another one here, and another one here, and another one there. And some more. We're just going to put them everywhere just to, maybe another one here. It is Easter. It's our little Easter bunny. Maybe we have one here. Maybe one here. So they're all over the place. Just fill it up, and maybe there's some flowers sticking out here, you know? Just a couple little flowers sticking out here. Good. See what that looks like when we get it done. I'm going to use a small Filbert brush just to show you what I'm talking about. I said you can use a Filbert brush for your eggs or anything round, right? So I'm just going to make some blue. Like I said, always trying to let you know I'm just getting started. Shape it up whatever way you want. If you don't like the shape you did with the chalk, you can change it. Nice leg there, isn't it? Maybe there's another one here. There we go. See how the Filbert rounds off those edges for you nicely? Filbert is doing that, look. See, because it's round. Let's see what else, Maybe there's one here. Nice for making flowers. Try to get the egg shape. Some can be round. There we go. Just trying to see where I'm trying to spread them out so they don't all be on top of each other. I mean the colors. Maybe we'll just go with two colors. I don't know, let's see. Let's see. How about, if you did the blue ones first, you're better off cleaning your brush really good or getting a new brush because it will turn green on you if you mix any blue in with the yellow by accident. So some yellow. See, I got a little bit of blue in there. I did clean my brush, but didn't get totally clean. So I'm just going to add some white to the yellow, and I'm going to put a yellow right here. Definitely going to need a second coat on that one. See, I can add more white to it. There we go. So yellow. And a yellow here maybe. See that round? Yeah. See it going around like that? Just a brush. think one there would be nice. Trying to get it an egg shape so it won't look like a ball. Alright, and I think pink would be a nice finale. A finale. Alright, now you can have oranges and whatever colors you want. I'm going to go pink. Pink, a nice bright pink if I can get it. Red is very strong, very strong. So you need a lot more white than red, okay? If you want a nice bright pink. So like I said, this is our first coat, so we can always do some highlighting, and it takes time. Some paintings are faster than other times, but you take your time. That way you can add final details and highlights and fix anything up that you don't like. You know, take a couple of days if you got to. You know, come in your painting room, wherever you're painting, and do a little bit, and then move on, get your supper ready, and do whatever else you got to do, and then come back to it later, you know, and just take your time. It's more fun, enjoyable than trying to rush it. Like for me, I'm kind of trying to get everything done in a couple of hours because I want to get my videos done because they're time consuming and I have to edit them, which takes a long time. So for me, it's a different situation. But for you, you can take your time and really enjoy it. I really enjoy it when it turns out good. But while I'm doing it for the video, I have to take shortcuts and trying to make decisions on the spot and things like that. But you can take your time. I think that's good. That's cute. So now why don't we shade in the bunny? So I'm going to use my Filbert because I used a flat before, which is good, but I couldn't get around that corner nice. Couldn't get that nice round corner with the flat. So if you got a Filbert, that'd be great, but you can still use a flat or a round brush, a small round brush. But I'm going to try and add some more white. So white will be your best friend. White is always your best friend. So we're just going to go back over what we just did. skip that. When you get everything the way you want it, all your background colors are now have their second coat on them. We left these little spaces here in the basket, so I'm going to put a green color there, a dark color. Any dark color is good, and that separate those. So we'll just use a flat brush or whatever brush works for you. Okay, so we're just going to put a little space there and there. I'm just using the chiseled edge to pull over that, and I'm going to pull over this one here. Using the same chiseled edge of the brush gives it the same width. There we go. And here, touch and pull over. And again. And again. Good. I would say we could probably put one up here. Now the next step we'll do is we are going to do some shading, highlighting, and that will bring it out more. And then after we do that, we'll put in some grass and some flowers, and then you'll be almost done. So the hardest part is getting the shape and getting your first and second coat on. That takes a little longer. So we'll start shading in so we can bring some life to these little ears. And I would suggest using a small flat brush. And I'm going to just use my blue and a bit of white. And that way it's not too deep. Just going to use blue with a bit of white. So I'm just going to put white and a bit of blue and make a bit of a bluish color. It's almost the same color as the background. So we don't want it to be too much like the background, so maybe we'll darken it up a small bit. Try to get it a bit darker than the background. And then we'll just add a little bit of shading on the edge of the ear here. Okay. And around here, just to get a bit of a shadowy color. That. It's a little different than the reference photo. That's okay. You can go by the reference photo, or if you like this, you can do this. Alright, so then we will. There's a little line does come down here, to separate the ear a little bit so it looks like an ear. Come in and then out, bring it down here. That gives it a, leave that for now. And then we will shade out this one. All the way down the edge. Good. Then you have this little ear in here. They'll meet up here. Down by the hat and then back up again. Or up here and down. Right. It's pretty dark there, so get your blue and outline that again. There we go. Good. Got an outline here. Just going to darken that blue with a little bit of red to make kind of a deep purplish color. so I can get in here to make that shadow. So with my dirty brush, I'm going to go and get more red than blue. And then I'm going to bring that up here. Good. Gives it that reddish tone. And then I'm going to add some white to those dirty colors. More white than I got. Right, make sure it's nice and light. And then we will lighten that up there like that. Good. We have some more on the side. Just wipe your brush off if you get too much on it and go back and get just white. Just clean off your brush a little bit and go back and get just white. That way you can get rid of too much paint on your brush. You can start adding some shadows here. Alright, now we'll scrub that out a little bit. So I'll just clean off my brush a bit of my tissue. And then I'm just going to move that around a little bit just so I can shade it out. Now all you got to do is add white to your brush again and go over some of the shadows. Just to lighten them up a small bit. I'm finding them a little bit too dark. There we go. See how smooth that is? Isn't that nice? Now, your paint needs to be wet when you're doing all this. Because if it dries on you, then you're just going to cover up what you just did. So we want to kind of smooth it out more than anything. That's all we're doing, is smoothing it out. See? It's cute, isn't it? It's cute. Kind of do it our way. Now we'll do the face. Same dark blue so we can get a nice shadow over here. Give a bit of a shadow underneath there a little bit. Under the hat. Good. Make sure your brush has a little bit of dampness to it if your paint won't move. There we go, it moves better now, see? Just going to get this side of the face down to the chin. Good. So just a little line there, and I wipe off your brush. Just wipe it off with some tissue, and then move it around. And we are going to use some white to blend it out. That's the fun part. See, when you get your shadow done, you can go back in and soften it up with white. Isn't that pretty? Clean off your brush. Move your brush around. Now, you can't make a mess. You might think you're going to make a mess, and you might even make a mess. If you do, don't go back with any more blue. Just keep going in with the white. See? Just keep going back in with the white, and that will cover up or soften it even more. But you still have your shadow. See that? So your white is your friend. Your white can help you fix your mistakes, change things you don't like. We got the blue. Now we're going to go under the hat. Use my chisel edge to get under there. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Nice. Cute. And now get a little round brush small round brush. Mine's got a bit long stem on it because I'm trying to, the longer it is, the easier to make smaller lines and things, right? So I'm just going to add a little bit of black or a really dark blue to fix this eye up here. So clean up any areas that you think need it. Clean it up, clean it up. And here under the nose, just have a little line here just so that we can bring it out a bit more. And same with here. I know we use the Sharpie, but if you go over it with a bit of black paint, it makes it stand out a bit more. But you don't have to, you can keep using the Sharpie. And we're gonna give it a little bit of a smile. And a little bit of a smile. Cute. Now, I want to give him some pink cheeks and little pink nose. And some eyelashes. Make sure your brush has nice pointy tip so you can put some cute little eyelashes on there. So we just put a few little eyelashes on, just a couple of little strokes. Pull up, up, pull up. Okay, so I'm going to get a brush that gives me thinner eyelashes. So you may have to change, you know, even though it might work for me, a small round brush or a flat, but it may not work for you, so try different brushes if it don't work out. And don't forget, if you do make a mistake you don't like, you can just let it dry and then paint it over with the basic back color, which will be white. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out some eyelashes here with the chisel edge of my brush. A little tapping motion's kind of nice. Look at that. It's not bad. Just don't touch too hard like I just did. It gives a few little eyelashes. That's cute. Good. So our round brush. Like I said, I'm just showing you the brushes I'm using, but if you can get away with your flat brush, if you want to keep using the same brush over and over, that's great. Or you can go back and forth, rounds and flats, rounds and flats. So I'm going to paint that pink, little pink nose, little pink cheeks. That's cute. That's cute. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to get a little bit of white on the tip of my brush. While I think about it, and put a little bit of a highlight in here. Because I already have one here. It's better. That helps. I'm going to clean my brush really good with my tissue. A bit of white. If you make a little bit of a mess, just take it out with white or a blue. There we go. Just going back over that a little bit. That way you get nice light pink. So that's cute. And then you can put a little bit of pink on the chin. So let's add a bit of shadow to the bottom part. Just a bit of blue. Alright, and then you can add some blue at the top of the tail with your flat brush. There we go. Good, and then some blue here. underneath here, sort of basically on the edges, right? And in here. All right, now you want to catch that before it gets too dry. So let's scrub that. Let's get a bit of white and scrub the white into the blue. Give it a nice soft look. That'll soften it up and spread it out. Good. Alright, and we'll do this in here. Good. And then we get it over here. Now you're going to clean off your brush. Get a little bit here first, and maybe a bit down here. And maybe a little bit in here. You know, just pick parts where you think the shadows will go, which I think is on the edges. So I'm going to clean off my brush, clean it off, and I'm going to add a little more white because I don't want to have too much blue here. I'm just going to go back into the blue, clean up the edge. See? You can go right back into the blue again because the blue is going to stay there. Alright, see how that softens it up nicely? Alright, might need more white. Clean off your brush, get the blue off. Go back in with white underneath the blue and come back up into the blue. There we go. Good. That'll give you those nice shadows. You get your white, clean up the edges. Pick up more white. Looks better. That's better. Might add a little more blue here. Go back and adjust it where you think you need it, okay? That's what painting is, back and forth, different, you know, making adjustments, fixing things up. That's what it's all about. You might see some artists on here and they're flying through their painting and it looks so easy. But in reality, you do have to go back and make adjustments. That's nice. A little bit of highlight here. Brighten it up a little bit there. Brighten up a little bit there. Here. Just kind of playing around with it now. So I should leave it alone. Because I play around too much sometimes. I can even highlight certain areas here. Now that we got our shadows done, we can go back in and just add a few little highlights here and there, wherever you think you need them. Right? Need a little more white on the face. You can add a little more white. Just to brighten up some area that you think you know needs it. I'm just kind of playing around here now, just to show you the things that you can play around with and do, because that's what I like to do. I like to show you, not just get it done and stuff. It's good, but I just want to show you that you can, you know, change things up and add things and things like that. You know, have some fun with it. Because some people think you got to have it exactly the same as the reference photo or exactly the same as whoever is teaching you on the tutorial. But you can do whatever you want. See, a little bit of highlights. It's nice, isn't it? See? So you go back at the end, go back in at when you get most of it the way you want it, and just see what would look good. So that brings the ears out nice, doesn't it? That's cute. That's the fun part. Just play. When you got most of it done, you can play around with it and you won't destroy it too much. But you'll be able to fix it up and do a few things with it without hurting it too much. There we go, see? Then practice blending. Blending is something that's very important. As you can see how nicely blended these are. See, because I used white paint and brought into my blue. Alright. I'm just going to tap the edge of a little dab of white on top of that nose, or a little tiny bit, just to, there we go. So I'm just going to add some shadows to these, and so all I'm going to do is take some blue. I'm going to get too dark, some red and blue, and add some white, brighten it up a little bit. We'll use that for shadow. Use that for shadow down here. Might need to darken up a small bit. There we go. Now, put the shadows wherever you think to separate those. Let's pull it up into the egg. Good. So you have a nice little shadow going on there. Shadow going on here. Wherever they separate, that's where you need shadows too. And then down here, I'm going to add a little more white paint to that because it's yellow, so you don't want it to be too dark. But we do need some shadow. Let's bring it from the bottom up. And if it's too much color, a little bit of yellow back in. White. White is your best friend. See how white cleans everything up? Right. I get your shadow. You still got your yellow egg. If you lost your yellow egg a little bit, you just put some yellow back. Like I said, you have to go back and forth. There's going to be times when you're going to end up losing some of your color. You might go into it too much. Something can happen, so not to worry. It doesn't matter, get a little bit of pink in there. It looks kind of cute actually. I think I'll leave it. So I'm going to add more shadow, a bit of purplish color with some white. Let's see, maybe some shadow here. Or you can use burnt sienna for that with white and make it, because it's yellow. So I'm going to add a bit of white to my, so I can get it to blend. Kind of like that pinkish yellowish color. Isn't that cute? That's a happy accident. I'm going to go back up my yellow and white. Brighten it up a little bit and go back. Blend it out. Yeah, I kind of like that. It gives it color. Gives it more color. So you can play with colors, not worry about it. Oh, that's yellow. I can't change that. You can. Do whatever you want. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I like that. Brighten it up a little bit more. I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow. I'm going to add a bit of red to it this time for a shadow. Just see. That might look nicer again. There we go. That looks better. Different kinds of shadows. Don't have to always be purple. It can be whatever color it suits whatever you're putting it over. That's kind of nice there, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad I can show you some different kinds of shadows. I just added some white and some of my yellow just so I can blend it out nicely. Isn't that nice? Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? That is so cute. So for the pink ones, yes, we can use the purple. The purple. Okay, we get some shadow going on here. Here. I'm going to go and get some pink and white. So a bit of red and white to make a nice pink. And then we can go back in. And then we can blend that in there. See? This is a great technique for blending. This is a good way to learn how to blend. As long as all your paint is wet. Is that a nice little shadow? Isn't that cool? We'll do another one over here. Scrub, 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 scrub. There we go. So just scrub off what's there. Don't have too much with that one. And then, so it's a great learning process to see how to add shadows to your, you just do the edge and then scrub it in. And if you want to blend it even more, you just go back with some of the color that you use here, which is pink. And then you can scrub that on top of that. Some more white. Oh, I got too much dark, so I'll add white. And then I ended up changing my color a little bit. But it looks nice. I like it. I like experimenting to see what's going to happen. And I like it when it changes colors or it does something different. I don't see anything wrong with it. So now these are pretty dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those and lighten up a little bit, just at the tops a little bit, because you already have the shadows at the bottom. So now I'm just going to lighten up that a little bit there and a little bit here. These are just decisions that I'm making just to see what I, basically what I can show you, Hopefully I'm showing you something that you can use and enjoy without being too much of a struggle. I don't want it to be a struggle. So white and blue. There we go. See, they stand out a bit more now, right? You can even add a bit of white. Clean off your brush really good. A little bit of white highlights on top again, like even more up here, like this, right? Just make sure your brush is nice and clean. It kind of ruins it when, just a little bit of lightness up here at the tops. Where's peeping out? Yeah, so there. Just grab a little bit of it just to soften it up. Now you don't have to do it. I'm just showing you what you can do. See, because if you get 3 values of color, it makes them more round, gives a better shape. See what I'm saying? I want to add a little bit of highlight to that ribbon. I'm just going to use the same brush, same flat brush. I'm going to just using my white with a little bit of blue at it. I'm trying to see where I can highlight it a little bit. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a bit here. So that's what we're doing now. We're trying to do add a little bit of highlight here and here, so it gives a bit of a shape to that sweater. And there's his sleeve there, so we want to separate that from blue there, a little bit on the sleeve. See, now it looks like a shape, see? Gives a better shape. There's too much blue, just add a little bit of more back into it. There we go. If you get too much, just add a little bit of blue back into it. Make a little shadow on the head, maybe a little bit on the edge here, a little tiny bit, a little bit here. I'm trying to get my three values, see, dark, medium, and light, and then that will bring it out more. Good. So the way the eggs and light is, it looks like the light is coming in from the left. It's bouncing off because I put the shadow over here, and your shadows can be on this side here. So put some shadows in here and here. Just your blue color. Just add a little bit in here and there. Just in between the eggs, kind of separate them a little bit. Alright, now we'll just scrub at those a little bit with, clean your brush off with some water. And then wipe it off in your tissue. And then you can scrub it so that you got a bit of a shadow there. See? There we go. Now, what we're going to do is take a toothpick and put white on the top and add little dots of white on each one for a highlight. And the light is coming from the left, so make sure the dots of light are facing the light. Good. There we go. It's coming along. So we'll add some highlights to these that we made, and white and yellow. And you just put a little dab of white and yellow on there. Like that. Then we're going to put white and yellow on here just to add some highlight. long liner brush for our grass, and we're going to drag it through some yellow and white and green on one side and yellow and white on the other, and just pull up these nice long. And you might need to add a bit of water because your paint might have a hard time moving. Here, I think. Just gonna put that up there like that. So let's take some, I'm not sure what color tulips you want, but I'm thinking maybe something bright and cheerful. So I put yellow on one side of my Filbert brush and white, and then I'm just going to make the white side up. I'm going to make a backward C and then a forward C. And you got a little tulip. Now I'll have to, of course, I did pick yellow, didn't I? So I'm going to add red to that because yellow is so transparent you can't get anything. You need about a ton of different colors. So I'll do that again. I'm just going to make a backward C and a forward C. That's better. A backward C and a forward C. There we go, that's better. I like the yellow though on top of it, that's nice. I'm just going to add a bit of yellow, backward C, forward C. So you do your red first, with a bit of white on top. Backward C and a forward C. Then you can throw in some yellow. Top of your brush, do your backward C and forward C again. See? See? Alright. And so that's a good way to do it. Backward C with your red and your white if you want. And then you can go adjust the shape, then you can yellow and white on your brush. I've got tons of it on there. And then I'm just going to do my backward C and my forward C again. I got these cute, really cute little, I'm just going to take that, lighten it up. Well, I don't think so. I'm going to put green on there. I don't want that to be, right, there we go. Good, and then I'm going to add my little highlight on the edge where the sun is coming in. I have to add white to my dirty brush. Get it to stand out. Adding a bit of yellow and white so I can get that edge. There you go. I'm going to put a couple of leaves on. It seems to be kind of dull there. Big old leaf there, look. Big old leaf. All I'm doing is pushing, touching my filbert. Just touch the filbert off the edge there and just push and pull back. See? And then you get a nice little leaf. There we go. Push, push. Cool. You want to brighten it up a little bit, just add yellow to your brush and do the same stroke again. And then your white and yellow, or yellow will come off on top of what you just did. See? Just yellow and white. Lots of paint. Boom. See, it gives it more interest, you know? Just more interest, that's all it is. I'm kind of liking this, so I'm doing more. I'll call that finished, and I hope you liked it. It's a cute little Easter bunny, and it's a nice little painting for Easter. You could even paint it for a child's room or a poster or something, you know. You could paint it and then print it, or paint on a big canvas. Mine is a 9 by 16 or 12 by 16, and so you can have a nice big 16 by 20 canvas and do it bigger. All you need to do is get your pattern, just enlarge your pattern to the size of your canvas. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be doing more videos coming up, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now from Allison Prior. Bye. Well, thank you for painting along with me. I hope you enjoyed that painting. And if you did enjoy that painting, leave a comment below in the comment section. Let me know what you liked about that painting. What part of that painting did you like? What was your favorite part? And if you have any questions about brushes or paints or anything about the painting itself, just email me at allisonprior@yahoo.com or leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.